Storm Tracker 9 weather with Chief Meteorologist Justin Stapleton.
All right, let's get you updated on what's happening this afternoon. We've had a couple of severe thunderstorms roll across parts of Lane County up towards southeastern Lynn County. Now most of that activity is headed up towards Mount Hood. In fact, some impressive, just intense lightning strikes, well over a couple hundred almost every minute or so, sliding their way northward. You can see them just north of Madras there, pretty much just about to blast its way on top of the mountain. Meanwhile, things across Eugene, Springfield, around Corvallis looking better. And the good news is we actually have a little bit of a dry slot or a dry pocket moving in. I can see it on the water vapor imagery, and that's because the low itself has been pulling a lot of that moisture in, but we're not getting to it now. What we're getting is kind of the leftovers from that. Still have a couple of strong showers and even some stronger thunderstorms around Myrtle Creek, south towards Glendale. And again, Glendale, if you think, why does that sound familiar? Well, that's where a lot of the fire complex, the Douglas complex just to the north of that, Big Whiskey over to the east of that. So do think there'll be some additional lightning strikes there. We'll have to watch as the crews, the fire crews that is, get out tonight and tomorrow, try to do some assessments. So here's what we've got. Speaking of tomorrow, one more day of this. The low itself has moved inland, but it hasn't moved much north. In fact, it's still moving its way slowly across the border, and will kind of do this sort of corkscrew its way northward up across western Oregon, basically just follow up the I-5 throughout the next 24 hours. So that is going to put Saturday's forecast in play for some showers and thunderstorms as well. For the rest of the night tonight, should be okay if you've got outdoor plans. I think, again, we may see an occasional shower from that, and it'll be super, super light if it does happen. Otherwise, some light sprinkles as we go overnight tonight. We'll see skies clear out just a bit. Morning clouds will fill back in, and then as we start to clear out, I think we're off to the races once again. Probably not going to be as warm because the low moves a little further north. Check this out. When was the last time you see Medford cooler than Roseburg? Doesn't happen that often, but it was the influence of some of the cooler weather because of the low itself, bringing in not only the clouds but the Pacific moisture. 90s from the Dalles all the way to Pendleton down towards Ontario, so the hot air is out there. It's very soupy. It's going to stay fairly muggy for the rest of the night tonight. Temperatures right now sitting in the upper to mid 70s, still low 80s down in Roseburg. 60s out in Bend, where they were in the 80s today before the thunderstorms rolled through. 50s out towards Florence and Newport, and around 61 in North Bend and Coos Bay. So here's the location of the low. The arrow basically shows the general direction. Now this thing's going to kind of wobble as it moves northward because the jet stream is well to the north. It's not connected to it, but by tomorrow, as it gets a little further north, we'll see again these outer bands eventually swing their way through. I think central northern valley has the best shot tomorrow of seeing some strong thunderstorms, but I'm going to keep a mention just for everybody to cover the bases here. We'll see another round of those coming through tomorrow afternoon. I still think the best chance for the valley will be the leftovers, basically the light showers that we'll see late tonight and again tomorrow. And then as we get in towards Sunday and certainly next week, a much sunnier looking forecast. So we'll go isolated showers at the coast tomorrow. And on Sunday, for the most part, the temperatures are going to continue to stay in the low 60s all the way through about Wednesday, when we'll start to warm things up and get back to sunny skies by the afternoon. A chance for a thunderstorm and a passing shower in the Umpqua. Again, could see a couple of strong ones, especially closer to the low. The dynamics are a little better for that. And then as we go to Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, it's back to almost full sunshine and a warm forecast back to the upper 80s. Thunderstorms could be severe at times in the Cascades tomorrow and across the Bend and Redmond area, including Sun River, Sisters, Madras, out towards the Mount Bachelor area as well if you're camping or hiking. Then certainly a much quieter looking forecast and warmer as well going into next week. And a chance for an isolated shower or maybe even a thunderstorm in the valley foothills. I think, as I said, most of that will be pushing north of us pretty quickly late tomorrow afternoon. But Sunday we'll just keep some of the cloud cover around, but it'll be a much quieter forecast by Sunday than what we saw for today. And I just want to say I really appreciate everybody updating us on our Facebook and Twitter account as well. It's nice to have eyes and ears in spots where we don't necessarily have them.
All right. Well, it won't